Hello everyone. So welcome to our programming lectures. So in this video we are going to discuss about another data structure of an R programming is list. So let us understand what is meant by list is. Normally a list is going to contain many different types of elements into it. Which means that till now we have been discussed the matrices and we have discussed arrays and we have discussed vectors. So all these data structures is going to store same type of elements into it. But this list is going to store different type of elements into it, which means that it is a combination of characters, strings, numbers, numerical values. It is going to store different type of elements into it. So that is what we call it as a list. And here these list elements is ordered and changeable. If you want to change, then you can change those elements, and all those values has been ordered. And how do you create a list? So we can create a list by using the list function, right? So let's getting into the R studio. Let us create a list. For example, list 1. I want to create a list 1. So we can create a list by using the list function. For example, the first is the the first value is the vector. For example, it is going to have 3 elements, and the second value is a string, that is apple, and the third value is banana, and the fourth value is 12, and the fifth value is 40.98. Means it is going to have different type of elements. So this is a way we have to create a list. Now let's print the list 1 items. So these are the list 1 items. You can observe. So in the list, first we have a vector, and after that we have a character, and after that we have another character, and after that we have a numerical value, and this is a double value. Means the list is going to store different type of elements into it, right? Now how do you access the elements of a list? By using the index position, and you have to use the square brackets, and here also the index position has to start from 1. So let's access the elements of list 1. For example, I want to give the first index values, that is 12, 13, 17. For example, I want to access list 1 of 3. So what is third value is banana, and I give list 1 of 6. Then it gives null because we have only 5 elements. This total vector is considered as a one element only. Second element, third element, fourth and fifth element, and the sixth element is not available. That's why it is giving null. By default, it is treating as a null. So this is a way we can access the elements or items of a list. Now, if you want to change any particular item value, then you have to use the index position. For example, I want to change the list 1 of, for example, fifth value. Actually, it is having 12. Sorry, fourth value it is having 12. So I want to change it as Guva. I want to change it as a Guva. Then find out the list elements. See here, it has been changed as a Guva, the fourth element. So this is a way you can change the list element. The next one, how do you find out the number of elements available in a list? By using the length function. Length of list 1. So how many elements are there? Total 5 elements are available in this particular list 1. Even you can find out the number of elements available in vector, number of elements available in matrices, and you can find out by using the length function. It is this length function is available in almost all the data structures of R program. And check whether item is available or not by using the modulus in modulus operator. Let's check, for example, Guva is available or not by using modulus in modulus operator in list 1. See, yes, it is available, true. Suppose let us check 12 is available or not in the list 1. 12 is not available, so then it is treated as false, giving the output as false. And if you want to add the number of elements to a existing list, then you have to use an append function. For example, suppose you want to add the elements to the existing list, then you have to use an append function. For example, append, and here I am giving list 1. The first argument is a list 1, and what are the values that you need to add? For example, orange that I need to add. Then you see it has been added at the end. Last, at the end of the list, the values could be added. Suppose if you want to add more number of elements, so then if you want to add the more number of elements, then you give more number of elements after this. So this is the way you can append the elements at the end of the list by using an append function. Suppose you need to add at the specific position, then you have to use the after argument. If you want to add a particular element at the third position or fourth position, then you have to use an argument that is after. For example, suppose append list 1. Suppose I want to add, for example, the value 12 or 67. I want to add 67 after 2, after the second element, means at the third position. See, at the third position 67 has been added. The remaining values has been shifted to the next position. So this is the way you can add the elements at the end of the list, or also you can add the elements at one particular position by using an argument that is after. And the next one is removing the list items. Suppose if you want to remove the list items, so then what you have to do is you have to use the index value, and before that you have to give the hyphen. For example, our list 1, and you have to you want to remove the second value. Let's see, you want to remove the second value. See the output, the second value has been removed here. Actually, here what is the second value? Apple is the second value. So apple was removed here. So you can remove the elements by specifying the hyphen before the index value, so that that particular element has been removed and the remaining values has been given as an output. Again, you need to assign to this particular list, to the list 1, to update it. For example, let's see. So now let's print the value list 1. Then it was removed. So previously it was removed and shows the output on console, but it will not be updated on a list 1. But to update it, again you need to assign to the list 1. And if you want to show the specific number of elements by using the slice operator. For example, let's see, these are the list 1 elements. I want to show the list 1 elements from 1 slice 3. It is going to show. Then you have to use, list 1, right? Our list name is list 1. See, first value, second value and third value is going to show. By using the slice operator, you can specify the range of values. And one more important thing is, if you want to add two lists, then you have to use the C function. So let's print the list 1 elements. So these are list 1 elements. Suppose I want to create a list 2 by using the list function, and list 2 is having, for example, 2, 5, 8. Suppose it is having only 3 elements. This is list 2 elements, right? Now I want to add 2 lists into a list 3. So to add, you have to use the C function and give list 1 as first argument and list 2 as second argument, and all these values has been combined and stored into the list 3. Second, is anything wrong? Error in order by unimplemented type list in order view. Suppose let's see the list 1. So this is list 1. Let's give the C of list 1 comma list 2. What happens? Let's see what is the output that we will get. So for example, let's see. Suppose I am creating, let's remove, okay, let's create list 3. List 3 I am creating with the help of a list. Suppose it is having a comma b comma c. Control, this is list 3 elements, and let's create list 4. Suppose it is having 3 comma 5 comma 8. It is having numerical values only. So let's print list 3. Yes. Let's print list 4. Yes. Let's create list 5, and it is going to add the elements of list 3 comma list 4. Yes, it works out. Let's print the elements of list 5. See, all these are the elements. These 3 elements is belongs to list 1, and these 3 elements is belongs to list 2. So this is a way you can add 2 elements of a list into another list. So this is about the list data structures in the R programming. I hope it is clear. Thank you everyone.